A disability, by the very nature of the word, implies a feeling of being limited. And even today, in the 21st century, when we try to be more inclusive, and we've made real progress on some of these issues, those limits are still very much real. When you think about disability, you might imagine a senior citizen with a cane, or that one coworker in a wheelchair. But in reality, disabilities come in all shapes, sizes, and ages. And I think that last part is especially important to remember, because too often we forget about the young people with disabilities, who sometimes have to carry the heaviest burdens. For example, the Department of Justice found just a few years ago that the College Board was actively discriminating against disabled students by refusing to give them accommodations they needed on important tests like the SAT. Now, we don't have to look too far to see the impact of those educational inequalities on our economy. Right now, for instance, the Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates that the US unemployment rate is somewhere around 4%, right? But if we look at that same number for people who are legally blind or just visually impaired, the unemployment rate is over 70%. And those kinds of constant challenges, they take a toll on people. The CDC found last year that someone diagnosed with a disability is at least 3 times more likely to experience suicidal thoughts or actions. Now, all of that is jarring, but trust me, we don't need facts and figures to see the impact of disability in our society. I've personally mentored kids with all different kinds of disabilities who have been counted out or underestimated so many times that they get angry, or even worse, hopeless. There are teenagers right now in our public schools who have given up on the education system before they even have a chance to apply for college. I've talked to some of these disabled students who have more potential than I could ever dream of, by the way, who tell me they've tried over and over and over again. And they keep failing because of their disability, so what's the point of even trying anymore? So today I want to tell you guys exactly what I tell those students. First of which is, regardless of what your circumstances are or what a few people tell you, you can be successful. The only real failure is just giving up altogether. But second of all, I know that first part, it might sound good and easy, but trust me, I know it's a lot easier said than done. I know that because disabilities are something I've struggled with my entire life. Those statistics from before aren't just numbers for me. They're my lived experiences. When I was born, I had legs that were completely different lengths. So ever since I was a kid, I was in and out of wheelchairs and went through dozens of procedures. And it's been a couple of years since then now, but I remember all of it like it was yesterday. I remember everything from the embarrassment I felt when people asked about the pins sticking out of my leg, to the frustrating pain that came after every single surgery. And right when I thought I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, when I thought I would have some sense of, I guess, normalcy, I got a new diagnosis from a new doctor. I found out I have a severe and deteriorating visual condition that's led to me becoming legally blind. So yeah, these struggles are personal for me. And yeah, just like those students, I know what it's like to feel limited. I felt limited when I was a kid at recess in a wheelchair, and I couldn't walk, much less shoot hoops with a few of my friends the way I wanted. I felt limited when I was in middle school, and someone told me I shouldn't be allowed to wear shorts because of the scars on my leg. I felt limited when I had to take the SAT 3 different times before they finally gave me the kind of accommodations I needed to actually see the exam. But I also got to be honest with y'all. Despite all of that, despite how hard it could be, I know how lucky I am. I'm lucky because even in those toughest moments, I've been able to bounce back every single time because of the amazing family, friends, and just people around me. I was able to find success in a broken system because of a community that never let my obstacles become barriers. And it was actually my gratitude for that very same community that helped me find the passion where I've been able to be successful, which is public service and politics. It was about 10 years ago now that I saw families, just like mine, trying to help people, just like me. But it didn't seem like we were getting the kind of support we needed from our government. So when I was 13, I volunteered on my first campaign. And ever since then, I've been able to go from a volunteer to an organizer to a leader. I've done everything from helping to run campaigns, to working with lawmakers, to starting my own business, to even being elected as the youngest person to ever represent Virginia at the Democratic National Convention. But much more importantly, politics has just given me a chance to help people. I've been able to advocate for disabled students in public education. I've gotten economic opportunities for immigrant families. And I've engaged other young people in Generation Z so we can all make our voices heard. But I don't tell you my story today because I'm special. I tell it to you because I'm not. You know, it was Winston Churchill who said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts." And their stories, big and small, of disabled folks who try to help others every single day, and they don't quit because they know that what they're doing, it matters. Everyone from scientists to teachers to students on campuses across the country, including this one, who, yeah, they might be embarrassed when their disability comes up in the laboratory or in the classroom, but they keep on demonstrating the courage to continue. And even though the same social, economic, and systematic issues that affect all of us hit disabled folks that much harder, we all share in these problems. And we all know what it's like to feel frustrated, or angry, or even a little bit hopeless. Even a little bit afraid. But when we have the help of people around us, that fear can be replaced by something else. That fear can give way for hope. So today, I'm not going to tell y'all to drastically change how you live your lives, but I am going to make an ask of you. I'm going to ask you to find opportunities for service within your own lives, whether it's through politics, like it was for me, or through business, or the arts, or volunteering, or just random acts of kindness. Because that's the kind of action that takes the fear in our communities and turns it into hope. And with just a little more hope, I believe we can all find the courage to continue. Thank you so much.